Good morning friends, I welcome you all in this session. In this session we are going to talk about project time management. You must be aware that in the very first session I told you that project management should be taught according to 10 knowledge areas. I have also told you that for a group of people project management is nothing but arrangement of finances. For some people it is per CPM, right? Those who have done, let's say, be in mechanical engineering or industrial production engineering, they would have studied project management only on the basis of per CPM and crushing, right? So it's not like that. In true sense, one should study project management according to those 10 knowledge areas which I have discussed in very first session, right? And just to remind you, those 10 areas are PERT, right? For example, project integration management, risk management, time management, human resource management, then scope management, stakeholders management, quality management, communication management, cost management, right? So these are different 10 knowledge areas, and in each area there are different processes. So approximately there are 53 to 57 processes. I had shown you a slide in which all knowledge areas were there along with processes. If you look at all those knowledge areas, then each area has got certain inputs, tools, techniques and outputs, right? So it's called ITTO. So as far as project time management is concerned, I will show you a slide wherein I have talked about what are different inputs to this particular knowledge area, what are different tools and techniques one can use, and what are different outputs, right? So let's get started with this particular knowledge area. It's called project time management. Again, very important area, similar to other areas. So in project time management there are 7 different processes. So the first one is plan schedule management. So you need to plan your schedule, and for this you need to establish different policies, procedures, documentations, and you do all these things for planning, developing, managing, executing and controlling the project schedule, right? So first of all, go for plan schedule management, right? Once you are done with this, you need to define activities. What are different activities you are going to perform in your project. So you just identify those activities first, document those activities, and then list down those activities. The third point is sequence activities. Now in second step you have defined activities. Now you need to sequence them. Which activity is to be performed first, which activity is to be performed after first activity, and so on, right? Again, very important step. So you need to define a relationship between two activities, or in other words you need to define what is the precedence relationship, right? The fourth point is estimate activity resources. When you have listed down all the activities, you will have to perform those activities, and for performance of those activities you need different resources. So depending upon activity you need to estimate how much resources you would be requiring for that activity, and the resources could be in terms of let's say time is a resource, right? So time, man, machine, equipment, material and so on. So estimate how much resources would be required to complete that particular activity. Now there is a direct relationship between activity duration and resources required to complete that activity. So once you are done with estimation of activity resources, you should also estimate what would be the duration of the activity. Now duration of activity can be decided on the basis of let's say if you have performed a similar activity in previous projects, so to some extent how much time this particular activity will take, right? Otherwise there are some other methods also, right? So you should identify how much duration that activity will take. Now there is a direct relationship between resources and activity duration, right. So, if you assign more resources to an activity, its duration will decrease naturally, right, and vice versa. So, after estimating duration and resource requirement, you should develop schedule. Schedule means when you will start a particular activity and when you will end that particular activity, right. So, sequencing you have already done, right, in the third step, right, you have already sequenced those activities. Now, you have to develop schedule, right. So, you need to come up with what is the start time, what is the end time, right. And once you are done with schedule development, control schedule, right. Since you have developed a schedule, you need to control in terms of what, in terms of whether it is going as per plan with respect to time and with respect to budget, right. So, it is a monitoring process which is to be done carefully, right. So, let us look at these are different processes in project time management area. If you look at first process which we have just discussed, schedule management. So, these are inputs, there are four inputs in this particular process, right. So, let us say the first input is project management plan. So, first of all you should have project management plan, then only you can prepare schedule management, right. The second is project charter, the fourth one is organizational process assets, right. So, if you give these inputs, then you will get at the end of the day output, right, and the output is nothing but schedule management plan. And for this output you need to apply certain tools and techniques. As I said, it is ITTO. So, I stands for input, TT is for tools and techniques, O is for output, right. So, to prepare schedule management plan, you need to use these tools and techniques. For example, expert judgment, you can use analytic techniques, you can use meetings, right. So, if you use these tools and techniques, you will get at the end of the day output, right. So, once your plan schedule management is ready, this second process is define activities, right, which we have just discussed. And for defining activities, these are different inputs. So, there are 4 inputs, right, and there are 3 tools and techniques. So, let us focus more on tools and techniques. So, for defining activities, what you want? You want decomposition, you need rolling wave planning, you need expert judgment, right, and then at the end of the day you will get activity list, right. Then you have got sequence activities. You just keep in mind that the input from first process is there in second processes, all the inputs from this are here in sequence activities, right. So, it has got 7 inputs, 3 tools and techniques. Let us look at what are the tools and techniques of sequencing activities, right. So, it is called precedence diagramming method, you have got dependency determination and leads and lags. We will discuss in detail leads and lags, right, and at the end of the day you will get project schedule network diagrams, right. The input from this will go to this, right, the fourth one, activity estimate activity resources. So, the tools and techniques which we would be using to estimate how much resources are needed for a particular activity, expert judgment as I gave you an example, alternative analysis, you got published estimating data, you got bottom up estimation, project management software, right. So, similarly you can see the 5th process, 6th and finally control and schedule. So, what are different tools and techniques for project controlling? For project controlling we have got several methods, right. So, tools and techniques are performance reviews, project management software, resource optimization techniques, modeling techniques, leads and lags, scheduling comparison and scheduling tools, right. So this is just one slide in which I have shown you the processes of time management. Similarly you have got processes for other 9 areas as well, right. Okay. So now let us start in detail about this particular topic. So there is there are different project scheduling and controlling techniques. What is project scheduling? Project scheduling is you are coming up with a schedule in which you will give that at this particular time an activity will start and at this particular time activity will stop, right. So it's called project schedule, right. And you need to control your project, right. So there are different methods of project controlling, right. For example, project scheduling and project controlling. For example, bar charts. The simplest method of project scheduling and controlling is bar chart. So you will have a bar chart in which you will have different activities and you will come to know whether a particular activity is started or not started, right. If it started, then how much portion of that activity has been completed. Then you have got life cycle curves, you have got line of balance, and then you have got network techniques like PERT and CPM, right. So let us look at what is bar chart. It's also known as Gantt chart. Earlier this chart used to be very effective tool for controlling project, right. So let us say in this bar chart there are 5 activities. So the first activity is design house and obtain financing, right. The second activity is lay foundation. The third is order and receive materials, right. So you are constructing a house and these are different activities, right. So designing house, lay foundation, order material, build house, select paint, select carpet and finish work, right. So total there are 6 activities, right. So design house starting at 0 unit of time and it's completing at, let us say, 3 months, right. So after 3 months this activity would be completed, right. So once this activity is finished, you are starting the next activity, which is lay foundation, right. So it's starting at the beginning of 3rd month and going up until 5th month, right. So the duration of this activity is 2 months, right. Similarly, activity this order and receive materials starting at the beginning of 3rd month, right. Right. So it is up to you, right. For example, this activity is ending here at the end of 3rd month, right. So this activity is starting at the beginning of 4th month, right. So 4 to 5, right. The duration of this activity is again 2 months, right. Similarly, this activity order and receive materials starting at the beginning of 4th month, right, and ending on the last day of 4th month, right. So similarly, you can have other 4 activities. So this is nothing but a simple bar chart which will give you when an activity has started and when an activity when it has been completed, right. In fact, by looking at bar chart, in fact you really do not know whether this activity is over or not, because we do not know what is the actual duration of this activity, right. So in a sense we can say that it is giving you what is the progress of level of different activities, right. So this is bar chart. As I said, it is also known as Gantt chart, right. So it can be used as a tracking tool, as I already told you. Tracking tool of what we track generally, we track how much progress an activity has achieved, right. Then there are couple of benefits of this particular chart. It is easy to create and comprehend, identify the schedule baseline network, allow for updating and control. So if you have a bar chart in the beginning, then again it is up to you how frequently you are preparing bar chart, right. It can be, let us say, every month or every 6 months, or it can be, let us say, if you have achieved a milestone, right. So you can come up with a new bar chart once you achieve a particular milestone, right. So these are couple of benefits of Gantt charts. Now apart from Gantt chart, you have got another tool, it's called life cycle curves. It's similar to bar chart. It also gives you the progress of a particular activity or different activities. So let us say there are 4 activities, A, B, C and D. So activity A started at, let us say, 1 unit of time, and it is progressing like this, right. So let us say this is 100%, right. So this activity has been completed at what time? You just draw a line from here, right. So approximately let us say 2.75 months, right. Similarly activity B started at this point and it is progressing like this, right. So if you look at these two activities A and B, activity A started before activity B, activity B started after activity A, but activity B finished before the completion of activity A, right. So you can have a situation like this. Similarly you can have activity C and D, right. So let us say if I want to know at a particular time what is the progress of all these activities, right. So I will draw a line like this, right, a perpendicular line to horizontal axis, right. Let me draw a line like this from here to here, right, isn't it, from here to here, right. So at this point what is the completion of activity C? You can draw again a line like this. So it is approximately, let us say, 78%, right. For this particular activity, this is the point. So this is again, let us say, 64 or 65%. So using life cycle curves you can know the progress of a project, right. Line of balance is also a method of monitoring project of the progress of a project, but we use LOB in those situations where your output is very slow, right. For example, if from a let us say from an assembly line you are coming up with one product every month, right. So for situation like that you use line of balance, right. So again let us say there are 4 activities: detailed engineering, ordering, delivering and construction, right. So let us say if you and this is nothing but progress of these activities, right, on horizontal axis. So let us say I want to know what is the status at the end of 18th month, right. So detailed engineering, so this much work has been completed in 18 months time, and this is approximately, let us say, 82%, right. Similarly for ordering almost 100% work is done, right. For delivery it's not yet started, right, it's 0%. Construction, let us say 18 or 19%, right. So this is LOB. When we use LOB? When your output is slow, right. So these are couple of techniques of project monitoring, right. Now if you look at all those techniques which I have just talked about, especially bar chart and life cycle curves, they have got one big drawback. The drawback is that bar chart does not show you the precedence relationship, how activity A is related with activity B, activity B is related with C and D and so on, right. So this precedence relationship is a big disadvantage of bar chart. So to overcome that particular disadvantage, in fact people have come up with two major techniques, and they are called CPM networks and PERT networks, right, developed by DuPont company and NASA, right. So network is nothing but a collection of different arcs and nodes, right, in a project. So we will draw a project, or we will draw different activities using network, right. So a network will represent at the end of the day a project, right. So what is network? We represent activities of a project through networks. It takes care of precedence relationship, right. So there are basically two types of networks. You got CPM network and the other one is PERT network, and the major difference between these two is of time duration. In CPM network, the time duration of the activity is deterministic. When I say deterministic, means it is fixed, it is known a priori. Just to give you an example, let us say we have got different programs like BTech, MBA, PhD and so on, right. So MBA program is of 2 years, so every student knows that he will get degree if he clears all the courses in 2 years time, right. So duration is fixed, right. But if you look at PhD program, or let us say most of the research oriented projects in our country and across the world, we exactly do not know how much time those projects will take or those activities will take. So the time durations are probabilistic in nature. This is the major difference between these two networks, right. So let us say projects of DRDO, ISRO, CSIR labs and so on, all research institutions, you really do not know how much time a particular research will take, right. So you just know the probabilities, that it will take 1 year, probability is 50%, it will take 2 years, probability is 60% and so on, right. So this is a major difference between CPM and PERT networks, right. So the duration of the project is fixed, and for a fixed duration it gives the most economical schedule, right. And there is expected duration of the project. So you will have different time estimates, right. Looping and probabilistic events are not allowed in network. However, in case of PERT, simulation can be used to PERT network. Simulation, as I said, we use in highly uncertain environment, right. So we will see more about these two types of networks. Let us look at how to draw a network, because unless and until you draw your network properly, you can't solve a question. You really don't know, you really can't calculate how much time a project will take, right. So first of all, each activity must be represented by one and only one arrow, right. An activity ij, for example, activity ij, I is the starting point and j is the terminal point, right. So let us say there is an activity ij, right, and its duration is 5 months or years or minute or whatever it is, whatever is your time unit, right. So ij is an activity, so it is, so we represent an activity by an arrow, right, and keep in mind that its direction is also from this side to this side, right. So left to right. You should not draw a network having direction from right to left, right. So this is a general rule, right. So once you are done with this, the second step is no two activities should have the same initial and same terminal node. So no two activities should have, actually this is should have, it's not, this is not here, right. So no two activities should have the same initial and same terminal nodes. For example, let us look at this particular network, right. In this network there are two nodes, right, node 1, node 2, and there are two activities, activity A, this activity A, right, this is activity A, and activity B, right. So, this is activity B, and you have also been given duration of activity A is 5 minutes and duration of activity B 6 minutes, right. So, this is not the right method of preparing network, right. So, in situation like this, you need to come up with something called dummy activity, right. Dummy activity is an activity which does not consume any resource including time, right. So, dummy activity we insert in a network just to see that your network is properly prepared, right. So, you can change this network like this. So, activity 1 2 is this, activity 1 3 is this, and 2 2 3 is dummy activity, right. Or you can prepare this particular network like this. So, you have got 1 2 3, 1 2 2 and 2 2 3 is dummy. Just see the duration of this dummy activity is 0, right. Other things will remain same, right. So, to avoid same initial and terminal nodes, we use dummy activity, right. Let us look at some other points. Let us say one more example. So, there are two activities: laying a foundation, activity 2 3, activity 2 3, order material, right. So, as I said, you cannot have same initial and terminal nodes, right. So, for these two activities, you have got same initial and terminal nodes, right. So, this is incorrect precedence relationship, right. So, to correct it, you just add one dummy activity like this. So, activity is, so dummy activity 3 4 is getting represented by dotted lines, right, and its duration is 0, and for other two activities durations will remain same, right. For order material it is 1 minute, and for lay foundation 1 minute or 1 month or 1 year, right. So, let us take an example of a software project, and we will try to draw a network, right. So, first activity is business requirements. You identify what kind of business you are going to perform, right, or you want to take up. Number 2, conceptual design, proof of concept, risk analysis, and so on, right. And finally, the last activity is deploy, right, deployment of, let us say, manpower, right, or deployment of resources, right, or let us say deployment of software product at the client site, right. I think that would be the best. So, deploy means deploy the software at client site, right. So, first activity is business requirement, right. So, this is business requirement. Second is conceptual design, right. Third is proof of concept. Fourth, risk analysis. Fifth, not fifth, the last one is deploy analysis, right. So, if you look at this particular network, we have used arrows and circles, right. So, we will call all those circles as events and all those arrows as activities, right. So, this is the difference you should keep in mind. So, while drawing a network, you have got different nodes and different activities, right. So, this network is known as event based network. Now, what is event based network? In event based network, what we do, we take let us say this is your first event, right, business requirement, conceptual design. So, we represent activities by using circles, right. So, rather than using activity on arrow, we use activity on node, right. This is also known as activity on node type of network representation. There are two types of network representation, activity on node and activity on arrow. So, this is nothing but activity on node type of network representation. So, business requirement and all other activities which we are representing in these circles, right, and this is the last one, right. So, this is known as event based network, it is called PERT, right. So, PERT is an event based network and CPM is an activity based network, right. So, the same network, right, you can draw using a network representation technique known as activity on arrow, right. So, we are representing activities here on arrows, right, not on nodes, right. So, this is your first activity, business requirement, second activity, conceptual design, third you can draw, right, you can draw remaining activities, right. So, proof of concept and so on. So, this is CPM network or activity based network, right. So, let us look at a couple of more examples. So, let us say you are making a product, let us call it, let us say P. So, manufacture P, manufacture Q and then assemble them, right. So, activity P is what? Manufacture P, activity, this activity is manufacture Q and this is assembly, right. So, how many activities? 3 activities, right. So, activity based network, right. Similarly, one more example of PERT network. So, let us say your first activity is start design, complete design, but rather than using on activity on arrow type of representation, let us use it on activity on node type of network representation, right. So, start design, complete design, right, start fabrication, start testing, or it will go like this. So, after design is complete, the next the point is start test, complete fabrication and complete test, right. So, what is the difference? In PERT network you just have start and finish, right, start and finish, right, while activity network represents the things which are happening, right. These are starting and ending points in PERT network, right. You have started something and you have completed something. It does not tell you ongoing things, right, in a project, right. So, this is a major difference between let us say this is CPM network and this is PERT network, right. Now, there are different terms which we use in project. You have got, let us say, successors, right, or successor activity. So, let us say you have got 2 activity P, the next is Q, right. So, activity Q would be a successor activity, activity P is predecessor activity, right. A network diagram, this is nothing but a network diagram, right. So, in a network diagram what you will have? You will have different activities and different nodes, right. So, you can have different types of activities in a network, right. You can have serial activity, right, P, Q, R and so on, right, one after one another activity, right. You can have concurrent activities, 2 activities going on simultaneously, right. So, let us say for example, activity A, B, AC both started simultaneously, right. You can have a situation like merge activities, right, where you can have a node where several or multiple activities are merging in that particular node, right. Burst activity, right, from one node there are several activities coming out, right. Then you have got node, of course I have told you what is node, and path is nothing but this, right. So, you can have a critical path. I will tell you what is the meaning of critical path in a project, right. So, with this let me stop here. Thank you very much for watching this session. In next session we will deal with some more points related to networks, right. Thank you very much.